Portland, they built a rail line and 10 years later got no development, so they started subsidizing it. How do they subsidize it? They use something called tax increment financing. That's where we steal money from fire and police and schools and things like that and give it to the developers. And that's what we're doing in Portland with our light rail lines, like this one. Oh, excuse me, I mixed up again. This is a light rail line in Moscow. Whenever I see an ugly light rail train in front of an ugly apartment building, I think it's Portland, but this is the one in Portland. And you can see the difference because in Moscow it's sunny and in Portland it's rainy. I don't know why. Now, when they first built the light rail line in Portland, they zoned all the land for transit-oriented development, and years later, this is what they got, nothing. But they spent $3 billion building the light rail lines and spent $2 billion subsidizing the developments, and I don't want to say nobody rides the light rail in Portland, but this is a passenger that got on board one day. Now, coyotes like to go where they can find solitude from people.
As we sit here, there are legislators working backroom deals, trying to trade whatever they can. Bribe is too strong a word, so I won't use it, but do whatever they have to do to make sure that this legislation moves forward. There are lobbyists earning thousands of dollars a day on your dime, trying to push to make sure this moves forward. So once again, the odds are stacked against us, but because of the voice of the people, which is really pretty incredible when I listen to most people out there, we have seen that Democrats are fighting amongst themselves. Right now they can't decide which taxes they want to increase, and they can't decide if anybody is willing to take the political risk to vote for a non-starter or to go to referendum, where the business community, I think, realizes if the people are ever asked, what do you think the answer will be? No. No. Which is why they are so afraid to go to referendum. So this is one of those times where it is absolutely critical for you to get involved. We are fortunate that in Racine County, we have a county executive and a county board that is controlled by conservatives, and we should be very proud of that. Yes, that is true. Tonight, and Google Racine County Board. Find out who your supervisor is. Email or call your supervisor and tell them, thank you, I appreciate you getting that referendum on the ballot, because I'm pretty sure the vote's going to be in about a week. So 2 weeks, okay, 2 weeks. So we have 2 weeks to make sure that the high-priced lobbyists and all the people who get paid to do what we do as volunteers don't get to send this message once again off the track. So please do that. Google Racine County. Number two, as you see over the course of the next month, the legislative session ends at the end of April, which means that your wallets are safe once we get to May 1. So that is what we are spending all of our time working on, is trying to get to May 1, which means that we want to make sure that the representatives from Racine County know, number one, if you insist on pushing this thing through, make sure you have a referendum and make it binding. Number two, don't even go that far because it's a big waste of money. But knowing where liberal Democrats are, I think we have a better chance to argue point number one than point number two. So 2 action items on commuter rail I would ask you to do. Call the county board or email them, call your local representative and let them know how you feel.